Wow, they're just going for it.
Oh, the shot. The shot.
Oh! Thank you to HUEL for sponsoring this video. More on them in just a bit. Well, hello there, lovelies. We're here to appeal to the UK crowd today.
That's right. Hopefully you're sitting down to a spot of tea and a crumpet.
Sweep your chimney.
Tuppence.
Listening to your Prime Minister.
That's right. Always listen to the Prime Minister. Not stop.
They're obsessed with their everyone. Every they call
always
citizens
standing outside the Queen's house, the palace of whatever, with the guys with the big hats.
I know we did 1 and 2 back to back. We're gonna watch one at a time for a little bit. Maybe we'll double up again. We don't know yet. It's just a time thing mainly. These are long episodes of television.
They're thick boys, and they're each literary.
Yeah, there is a
AF.
lot of info, but we're excited because we enjoyed the heck out of them last two. You ready to do this, John? We're gonna watch an episode called Art of the Swoon. I'm so not into you.
Hey, ooh. The glove comes off. Intertwining.
It's just so like steamy dramatic, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, only 2 people in the world.
That was such a sexy shot. Look at him. He's looking at me, John. Where'd everyone go? Oh, it's a dream. It's got to be a dream.
Oh.
Someone be catching the feels, John. Someone be catching the feels.
Someone's got a pitter-patter in their blood pump.
It's just the nature of scientific chemistry. You're around him long enough. He's physically attractive. Yeah.
If you make 4 minutes of eye contact directly with him, you'll fall in love.
Especially back then.
Those who marry in haste must repent at leisure. Who has apparently rejected not 1, not 2, but 3 proposals already.
3 proposals.
3!
She is showing admirable forethought in her deliberations.
I only just learned to roll my R's.
That she, like this author, is still waiting on the only suitor of note.
Yeah.
Oh, she be lustin'. Oh, she be lustin'.
There is no spoon.
I don't blame you, man.
Our plan has worked thus far, but we must continue our ruse until I've found my match.
In the grand battle of the season, I am your trusted general.
Whew. Only hope for a soldier so brave.
And handsome. Must not forget that.
Beef Wellington.
You can't fall for the guy who everyone thinks you're falling for and wants you to fall for.
Some prince is coming to London.
Some prince. Bills, 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 bills. Why do we keep getting Bill's mail? God, just all the adornments on the walls.
Anything.
Huh.
And how long does it take for a letter to arrive from Spain?
Sir George is with the front line. It must be terribly difficult to get letters in and out. You must be patient.
Wow, look at that color symmetry. Oh, my God.
He's already making his way back to you here, to come and take you home.
Oh.
Penelope Featherington. What did I tell you about cavorting with the expectant?
Marina's been in
You're gonna get pregnant and die.
Out.
Pregnancy is a disease.
You cannot hide me away forever.
I cannot. Which is why you are to re-enter society at once and find yourself a husband.
Oh, I gotta cover it up.
You shall wed, and you shall do it as soon as possible. To be fitted for a new wardrobe. It's about time you dressed in the family colours anyway.
Oh.
Daphne, have you thought about with whom you would like to dance at tonight's ball?
Well, I have some ideas. Lord Weaver is a fine dancer.
Lord Weaver.
What about the Duke? The Duke has not proposed, Mamma.
But he
I'm
will.
Still considering my best course.
Wise girl.
The art decor of this show, they constantly have like our characters' clothes blend with the actual environment. It's so trippy.
Is my general ready for battle?
I was born ready.
Let me at him.
I suspect you would need less protection from our beloved packs of ambitious commands.
Call me the general, yet you were the first to draw blood.
Damn, their banter is picking up.
Yeah, man.
I was wondering if you might do me the honor of a dance tonight.
Oh.
You
You
don't
don't
say.
say.
It's just like,
Perfect jealous suitor. Well done. Someone is angling for a promotion in rank.
You're a sergeant or a captain admiral?
like literally no man outside of Simon comes close to his charm or looks outside of her brother.
Plus, he's like a good fighter. He's got all the different boxes checked.
There's just no competition.
Yeah.
Where do you see yourself settling?
Another excellent question.
Everyone just seems so stiff, you know, compared.
It looks kind of like Zoran from Dead Meat. Whoa!
Tonight, Miss Bridgerton.
Well, I do hope you are not too spellbound to chat, Lord Hardy.
Did you know I purchased my first Landau when I left
Oh.
Oxford? I've acquired 2 more
Dude,
since.
I love Landaus.
Home is really quite large. Much larger than most others in the area.
Like, look how he communicates. There's no expression above here.
Yeah.
My family and I are exceptionally close.
These are fun transitions.
Tompkins. I'm quite the same with my own.
Did you get the name right?
After I marry, in fact, my mother will reside with me and my new bride.
Yay!
Oh, no. Oh, boy.
Does your father have anything to say about that?
I should think so. It was his idea.
Oh. Oh, God.
I would not worry, Lady Bridgerton. Look at them. They
Yeah.
are clearly attached.
Yeah.
I must confess, I felt more chemistry when being fitted at the Modiste.
Boring.
The prince
Wait,
is from
hey,
Prussia.
wait a minute. That guy looks super familiar. He looks incredibly familiar. Who's this guy?
Oh, my God. It's Freddie Stroma. It's freaking Vigilante.
Is that who that is?
I think so.
Oh, my God. I think you're right, yeah.
It's totally Adrian Chase.
Now she will look up at him ever so quickly
Oh, it's going to be so weird.
before casting her eyes back upon the ground, for one is much too timid to ever meet His Royal Highness's piercing gaze, of course.
His piercing riz.
How much they're genuinely making each other laugh.
Forever charmed by her submission.
Precisely. Should I ever need assistance drafting an addendum to my book, I should know who to ask.
I do believe he just told Miss Cowper that her gown is exquisite.
Literally, they're the only ones who can see past all the falsities.
Yeah. They're the two people you want to be at every party.
Prince Friedrich, this is the young lady I was telling you about. The season's diamond.
Ooh. The
Lovely to
crown
meet you, Miss
jewel.
Bridgerton. Your gown, it is exquisite.
Oh, my.
My apologies.
No apology necessary.
Perhaps
Huh?
a small one.
She said my apologies. But he charmed her, or she charmed him.
How does one manage to make such a terribly unbecoming sound while laughing? Well, now you're just making it look easy. Miss Bridgerton, might I have this dance?
Yeah. Okay, what's your story?
The way their chemistry is dovetailing into this much more, first it's like bickering, flirting, banter, in a way that's like tension and resistant. Now, but watching the walls slowly come down between them.
It's like they're actually becoming friends through this.
Yeah, it's nice. It's really well done.
And they're having fun with each other. It's us against them.
You're scared of my wits.
What? I use a back entrance, as you asked. Heaven forbid someone discover you consort with the most notorious opera singer in all of London.
This is who he was sleeping with. Yeah.
You know you are always welcome here.
There's only like 5 characters. It should be easy to remember everyone.
Stay as long as you need.
You are a dear friend, but I shall find an arrangement with another gentleman soon enough.
Hopefully someone less of an ass than your last.
Less of an ass than your last.
We saw his ass. He's got a good ass.
Lady Cowper's girl. Not that it will help her get an offer. Not even my finest silks will compensate for that sneer.
God, great production. If you look at the last scene, every color is so like opulent, and then everything here with the people townsfolk, just like earthy colors.
I am no innocent debutante.
And more's your good fortune.
Yes.
And simpering over your needlework or whatsoever it is these debutantes must do to pass the time.
Yeah, seriously.
You and I make our own way in the world.
That we do, which is why I shall find myself a wealthy, sensible gentleman to keep me in high fashion. One who will never break his word.
Yeah.
From running up vast accounts of your beloved
Hey.
Modiste.
Or run home every time his mother or sisters have need.
And where might you find such a paragon of dishonour?
And the gallows.
Yeah, it's like the pound. You just go in and pick one out.
Oh,
Shazbot.
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh.
Oh shit.
I'm about to sing us a tune.
You look exceedingly familiar to me, my lord. Or is it your grace? Might I've seen you at the opera? I performed there.
Didn't you? I've often wondered what plays in one's mind when an aria is performed.
Huh?
At other times, I think of all the tasks I have failed to accomplish during my day. Sometimes I ponder my plans for after my performance.
Ooh.
Yes.
Entice you to take in one of my performances sometime soon.
Oh.
Perhaps tomorrow night.
Go.
Simon is becoming the bane of his existence.
Yeah, it's the nightmare. Every woman in my life is going to be entangled in this guy for some reason.
Could not sleep. I thought a bit of warm milk might help matters.
Shall I ring for a servant?
No, do not wake them.
Jeez.
Would you like to join me?
What a world where, like, in the time it takes to wake a servant, you could just get your own milk.
Excellent idea.
Well, go on.
They don't know how to do it.
I should not know how to do it.
You believe I should?
Figure it out, kids.
Can I ask you a question, brother?
We have discovered kitchen work.
It is about the Duke.
What about the Duke?
Do you know the reason he is so opposed to marriage?
Daff.
Surely you must know things.
The things I know are certainly not for your ears.
Try me.
He barely knew his father.
If you watch the last episode, you'd know all this.
The Duke grew up quite differently than us, Daff. In all the 20 years I've known him, he's not mentioned his so-called family even once. He spent his entire life alone.
How very sad.
He prefers it that way.
Everything you're saying just makes it sound more attractive.
Damn. I can fill that void.
I simply know some people are not meant to be together, no matter how much we might wish otherwise.
It's subtext Johnny's talking about that opera singer.
Oh, I thought he was talking about Daphne.
Quite dull, I do not agree.
It is terribly familiar, yet I am sure this is the first time I've seen it.
All of these paintings, it was done by a man who sees a woman as nothing other than a decorative object. They're like...
Human vases.
Why are they my favorite part of this show?
Miss Marina Thompson.
Because
A
it's like
distant cousin of my
they're
husband's.
currently not embroiled in all of this.
Penelope.
A good
I
eye
asked
lines.
to view some of the paintings over here.
Oh, I just had a brief question to ask Marina.
No, now is not the time, Penelope. I believe now to be the perfect time.
Miss Thompson?
I certainly was not addressing you.
Wowie.
That's not how you talk to one of them.
That's not how you
I
talk
do
to a
not
character
believe
actor.
that I have ever met such a lovely girl with such an ugly countenance.
Woof. That's your word.
That's my word right there.
You clearly do not understand the gravity of your situation. That will need to change.
I wonder what it must be like to be cast as the guy who's like immediately off-putting. Just by the way you look.
Yep.
I got a question. Is Prussia a real place?
Yes, Prussia is a real place.
That's right.
It's not Russia.
That is your average uneducated American watching a television show.
Tell us exactly where on the globe to find it.
Yes.
Are you enjoying your time here in London?
Now, this is definitely a show that makes me feel like I should be smarter, so.
Travelled so widely.
Have you travelled much? I think you would love the music of Vienna.
Oh, you see Simon. I see Simon.
Uh-oh.
Even I.
Make your rounds, Your Highness.
Gaussian blurred Simon. I can tell it's him.
Is waiting for your favour. Delightful to see you.
Oh, but he want you. And I want you to want him because I like him.
I mean, out of
from
all,
other stuff.
Yeah, out of all the picks, I mean, he's
the guy.
Like third in line compared to everyone who looks like a penguin or something.
Yeah.
What are you doing hiding away in here?
Enjoying some culture.
Away from everyone else.
You are receiving glowing reviews from Whistledown. Did you see?
I did. I ought to take to the stage.
They designed their clothes so much for the scenes, like to have him in all black, her all white. So good.
She knows everything about everyone, even the Queen, and yet we
And
have her utterly
he's
convinced
looking at
that
the
we are
bright
right for each other.
sunset page. She's looking at the dark page. You know, like the painting is her. He's the other one.
This one is yours too.
You sound surprised.
Suppose I am.
Huh?
It's not at all like the others you donated, is it?
It is not.
Oh.
to my father's taste.
Yeah, it's just some
If Lady
shit I
Danvers
whipped up.
believed this one was a favorite of my mother's.
Huh?
I have never understood why.
You know, I really talk about my mom. Has anyone ever told you that?
Allow me to give you my backstory.
It reminds me of waking up in the country.
Oh, you guys can share the fantasy.
That is a gorgeous
First thing in
painting,
the
dog.
morning.
Yeah.
When I'm all alone, I have not yet spoken to a soul. I look outside the window and it is serene.
God, there's so many good thumbnails here.
As if I could be the only person left in the world, and yet somehow I am not lonely.
Sure.
The others are certainly very grand and impressive, but this one,
There's truths.
intimate.
Exactly.
Oh, the shot. The shot. Oh.
Wow, they're just going for it.
Oh. Lace them. Lace them. God. I love the playing, the close-ups on their faces and then
The way he pulled away. He almost punched her following it.
It's a reflex.
Cressida swooned.
And Prince Friedrich caught her.
Oh, the swoon. The art of the swoon.
Oh, damn, the swoon.
Famed swoon. Chapter 6, I believe. We ought to up our game.
It's crazy, too, that during this time you'd have people out here with just like, Renaissance-level painting abilities, just casually. Probably never even heard of the half of them.
I shall be locking up now, miss.
Are you sure there are no gentlemen lingering about the gallery?
Oh, I feel so bad for you, dude. Damn.
She must be a witty conversationalist, an accomplished musician,
Yeah.
and an expert in the art of the swoon.
There we go.
For managing to faint with nary a petticoat out of place is a most coveted talent indeed. Of course, not everyone has fallen victim to the royal fever sweeping through London town.
Royal fever.
Making this author wonder if the crown has lost its luster.
I was going to say.
I know what this insolent woman insinuates, and I shall certainly not make allowances for it.
Off with her head.
The Bridgerton girl is the incomparable of the season, which means there is no more suitable a match for you on English shores.
Miss Bridgerton is a delightful young lady, to be sure. But if this gossip sheet is correct, then her heart is already spoken for.
Her heart is no matter, as long as her hand remains free. You are a prince. Charm her.
God, the breeze.
I am not letting up. She's the one writing it.
See, I don't know what to make of the fact that Julie Andrews is doing that voice.
It's just an interpretation voice.
Yeah. It's like the voice everyone's hearing, so like it totally could be. And like the Queen seems like the best poise. It's either the Queen or like somebody in like a completely opposite station who's like a servant or something.
Like she literally hides in public. Who else would get access to all this information?
And who could push the scales?
Yeah.
She's clearly showing up at parties, tipping the scales.
You can take your reading outside.
You say that as if reading were a bad thing.
I meant no such thing.
But it'll not gain me a husband. Is that what you meant then?
Louise.
Read a husband book.
You wish to follow your heart, and I wish to nurture my mind. Let us leave it there.
That's
that shot.
That's the problem with Coy and I.
Yep. You got to do both.
You never see things from my perspective. You are not the only one with troubles, Eloise. You have no idea what it... Does not matter.
You have no idea what it's like to be desired.
Is it an original
What?
song? Did you compose it yourself?
In a manner of speaking.
Yep.
What is the name of it?
It does not have a name.
Every song has a name.
It is not a song, Eloise.
It's song 1, the precursor to song 2.
Why have you brought me here?
Because
This is where you end up.
to see your future firsthand. Should you refuse to follow my instructions?
How can you comfortably wear that shit around here? Like, I just don't know how you would do it.
It's terribly presumptuous of you to think that a visit to this neighborhood full of good, hard-working people who happen to be less fortunate than yourself would ever sway me to change my mind.
Look at the children then, look.
Ouch.
What, my dear, might you have to say about them?
Yeah, that's fair too.
I have a man.
Well, where is he then?
Because he's fighting in Spain for king and country.
Is he aware of your condition?
He is. I have written to him beautiful love letters.
And has he written back to you ever since informing him?
Are you hiding the letters? Are you hiding the letters?
Oh, shit.
Many men make declarations of love when they want
Many,
to make
many,
love,
many,
but
many
rare
men.
is the man whose love remains true when the consequences of lovemaking are brought to his attention.
Nah, yeah, no. There's some shit going on, or he's dead. One or two.
Yeah, I don't know about this.
So Miss Cowper has
Some-
finally found her match. A highly unlikely pairing, if I may say so.
I'd say good for the young lady. Perhaps it'll keep that horrid mother of hers off her back.
My mother told me something curious the other day. That one should marry one's dearest friend.
He's suggesting I marry your brother.
Yes.
But I do wonder.
Truly British
is that
scandal.
truly what marriage is all about then? Friendship.
Well, I imagine it's a good start.
No, it is about saving money on taxes.
It's about prenuptial agreements.
There are other things. Physical. Or perhaps intangible.
Bet you didn't think so. I'll
Intangible.
command you to.
Yes, of course, there's more to marriage. Physical and intangible. Both.
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 But how can something be both physical and intangible when they are indeed quite the opposite?
It's one of God's mysteries.
You are beastly. Never mind.
No.
Dude, we should watch Beastly.
I'm laughing at the absurdity of how little mothers tell their daughters.
You tell us nothing.
Well, I'm certainly going to tell you.
Why not?
Because it is not my place.
In any real courtship, yes. It would be scandalous for a suitor to discuss such things with a lady.
But this ain't normal.
And besides, no one else will tell me anything. So how am I ever to find a proper husband if I do not even know what I'm to be searching
You
for?
will know when you know. I cannot tell you.
I thought we were friends.
Daphne.
Simon.
Theodore.
What happens between a husband and a wife is a natural continuation of what happens at night.
What happens at night?
When you are alone.
When I am sleeping.
Not when you are sleeping.
But before that, just before that.
When you touch yourself.
I want you to love me.
What the hell are you talking about?
You do touch yourself.
Oh my.
Oh, this show going.
Oh, interesting.
Somewhere different?
When you are alone, you can touch yourself.
Wow.
Anywhere in your body, anywhere that gives you pleasure. But especially between your legs.
Sure.
And when you find a feeling you particularly enjoy, you can carry on with that.
Wow.
Until the feeling grows. And eventually you reach
Wow.
the pinnacle.
This is a solid descriptor. A climax.
This is very reminiscent of what my 6th grade teacher taught me.
Way further from my face, though.
Yeah, but in detention.
Oh, God. Ah!
Pretty sexy scene, guys.
That was very hot.
Pretty sexy way to talk to. Yeah.
The Daphne Bridgerton has caught the attention of Prince Friedrich.
That's stiff.
If you have designs upon the girl and wish to marry her, then Friedrich can disappear for all I care and become a delicious dinner party anecdote.
Yeah.
And if she loses her chance of such an extraordinary match simply because she is too wrapped up in your charms, she would be a fool. And I would never forgive you your carelessness.
Miss Bridgerton is far from a fool.
Then you are just being cruel.
Fool.
We both know I taught you better than that.
Oh, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm. Their relationship is very cool. Their scenes together I really enjoy.
I found this little sketchbook in the fireplace.
You spying on me now?
You would actually have to be interesting for me to bother spying on you.
The drawings in that sketchbook were abominable. I could not stand to look at them.
Yes, I believe that is why they call it a sketchbook. I write in my diary, which is not the same as writing in my novel.
Sure. Good distinction.
If you enjoy drawing but need practice, then practice. Hire a drawing master. Find a young lady to act impressed.
Huh?
All you have to do is go out and shoot at the sky. Some of us cannot.
Dude, take on a pseudonym. Be a painter.
She possesses a huge talent for writing, and yet she must hide away and publish under a false name.
Yes, because if anyone knew who Whistledown truly was, she'd be strung up for what she said.
But Whistledown is a woman, therefore she has nothing. And still, she writes. You're a man, therefore you have everything.
Definitely the queen. I just really every line. It's like, yeah, it's got to be the queen.
At least that way I can live vicariously through you.
Vicariously,
Are you Lady Whistledown?
Yeah.
You're an accomplished writer. We're scribbling in that diary of yours, and you certainly know everyone else's business.
with more opinions than anyone else I know in London. You'd have my full support and admiration either way, sister.
Yeah.
Is it you?
No. Though if it were, do you honestly think that I'd admit it?
Yeah. It's the whole charm. Lady Whistledown is multiple people, actually.
You gotta be someone so rich, you got so much time on your hands.
Lady Whistledown is a writer's room.
No person unemployed would do that.
Yeah, it's true. You got time for that shit. You need to cover the floor in rose petals.
You need to get your VHS tape.
Oh, those roses are going to go from white to red.
I didn't know the show was going to go there.
No.
So
That's cool.
We can't show you stuff, YouTube, but we're enjoying watching it. Is this her first time ever?
It sure seemed like it. She seemed like her world was getting rocked when he was describing this to her.
Yeah.
She seemed shooketh.
You finished.
Auto pleasurable activities in E major.
I would say ice flavors here are divine, yes, but well, perhaps the two of us.
I shall not be joining you today, Miss Bridgerton. Nor tomorrow, nor any longer for that matter.
Oh. That's not the way I was hoping that conversation would turn out.
After.
You now have a bevy of suitors at your disposal. Thus, our arrangement has succeeded, Miss Bridgerton.
Stop calling me that.
It is these very circumstances that prove...
What are you doing?
That prove our ruse should hereby need to end.
Pushing you away.
This is about our conversation yesterday.
I must apologize for that.
There's no need to apologize.
Your brother was correct.
I'm a woman now.
So before I corrupt you any further...
To me, I assure you, I'm quite capable of deciding the bounds of my own propriety.
I can corrupt myself, goddammit.
We were never friends. I do not believe there could be a more ridiculous notion than
Bro.
us ever being friends.
Bro.
The young lady barely out of her leading strings.
Oh, the distance.
You were a convenience. A diversion. A pretty one at that, but nothing more.
I know this isn't truth, but it still hurts.
Now that I have concluded my business in town, I shall be moving on. I suggest you do the same. You will be very happy with your prince, Miss Bridgerton.
Dude.
Bring forward our plans to vacate England as soon as possible.
But, Your Grace, you still have some business to be
I wish to
concluded.
leave. Do what you must to expedite matters.
Sheesh. Hate that.
You know who's not going to be happy? Her bro.
No.
That's so fucked up.
I'm for the first time now. Everything's terrible.
This is why we don't do that.
I'm sorry, God.
Gentleman is here for you.
Oh, my.
It's a same shot from before when she waited for someone to come to the door.
To what do I owe this unexpected visit?
I wanted to see you.
What is it this time? What, perchance, is the Viscount Bridgerton seeking to escape tonight?
Viscount.
If you were using Hastings in some scheme to vex me, Sienna.
Well, he is certainly a handsome man, and everything a woman in my position might want.
Your vindictiveness is noted.
The Duke has not called on me.
Thank God.
It is not surprising in the least to know that you are only here because you are jealous.
I'm not here because I'm jealous.
Goodbye, my lord.
I'm here because I miss you.
Oh.
I cannot think of anything else. Sienna.
Oh. Love me.
You are the Viscount. Your responsibility will always be to that title above all else.
Yeah.
Siren heir and guard your family, and I shall always be the woman you may love in darkness, but
Yeah,
never
dude.
in the light of day.
And whoever you marry would be so sad because you would always miss her.
I cannot be your fool again.
Won't get fooled again.
I like him a lot as a character, for sure. But in this dynamic, don't go back
bad
to him.
news.
Do not go back to him.
Marinette is here. A letter from Spain. It must be from Sir George, who's written back to you.
España.
I
don't know about this. I don't believe it. I don't believe this. It's like every specific thing to break this up, right?
What has happened?
Or it's forged.
Marina, has he been wounded?
That's why, yeah, it's got to be forged.
He pretends there was nothing between us.
How do you mean?
He says he desires nothing more to do with me.
It's got to be forgery.
Yeah.
My situation.
Jeesh.
That he had no part in it.
Oh my.
Aww.
Ugh.
Damn, what are they doing to this girl?
It would seem our efforts were not in vain.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bitch. Up.
I mean, I'm glad we don't have to sit in wondering, but like...
They did. They took the letter and everything.
I hate it.
Place the letters just the way we found them beneath Miss Thompson's pillow.
This is a little bit of a Saw flashback right now.
The soldier arrives home.
I think we need more of that.
If he should return after with certainty, he will not be coming to collect.
I mean, I enjoyed it. It's fun.
She was going to learn the truth about men one way or another, Varley. We have done what is right and what is best.
No.
And now she is protected.
No.
Green symbolizes corruption.
Otherwise, I'll have a look of constant astonishment on my face all day.
Devil on your shoulder. Ugh.
It is a good thing Daphne is so taken by the Duke.
Well, thank you.
Cressida would never have a hope with the prince if your Daphne went for him. My darling might have the fortune, but it is your Daphne who has the face.
Wow.
But I shall wear the white and silver instead.
You look perfect.
Good. That is what they want.
Oh, I'll give him perfect. I'll resign myself, board up my heart, and lead a life of perfect grace.
You have been rather reserved all evening, Your Grace.
I have decided to leave England earlier than expected. Apologies, Lady Danbury, but I believe it is time for me to go.
Oh, talk some sense in that, man.
Oh, man, great delivery.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, dude. Oh.
She really wanted him to make a different decision.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Was she one of the rumored names of who could potentially have been Lois Lane in the James Gunn movie? I feel like they were looking at Daphne. Oh.
It's not weird for him to look at her. Everyone's looking at her. He can't exactly check his phone.
It's a good music cue. I like this.
Excuse me.
Be right back.
You're nothing to me.
Yes.
Who was behind that shot? The Queen!
Just taking notes for later.
If I was new rock stars, I would have a red circle around her there.
Miss Bridgerton, I simply must have your first dance.
It would be an honor, Your Highness.
God, these arpeggios are crazy.
The score is so cool.
Yeah. The harps. Is
this the art of the spoon? Is this
bend and snap.
See her smile? See the Queen smile?
Well, she's getting a kick out of this. Down on one knee.
The season's diamond, even more precious and rare a stone than previously thought?
Whew.
For it now appears this treasure is set to join the likes of the Queen's ever so cherished crown jewels themselves.
She happy about this.
The Duke of Hastings, I hear, was left looking rather tongue-tied last night, as Miss Bridgerton seems to have finally grown tired of waiting for him to pose that all-important question.
What's for dinner?
Or perhaps the young miss has simply traded up. Surprising? Quite.
Uh-oh.
Why settle for a duke when one can have a prince?
I mean, I know she was trying to get them together, as we established earlier.
What's a duke to a prince?
Hello, Reject. It is now 2026, and I've been thinking a lot about what health actually means to me right now, and I'm sure a lot of you are too. Last year, I made a big deal about dropping like 50 pounds, all because I wanted to get those dang photos, and afterwards I was going to go back to like whatever lifestyle I wanted. And you know how it goes. Life gets stressful. Food is my main outlet, especially Saturday nights. When I say binge, I mean I binge. It's a real, some people think like I'm doing that exaggerating thing, but it's not. It's bad. Eating just crap until I fall asleep, and then waking up the next day filled with regret and trying to walk it all off over the course of 2 days. So instead of going more extreme this year, I'm focused on something much more sustainable. A lifestyle I can actually maintain. And a big part of when I felt my best was when I was using a lot of this stuff like the HUELs and everything. Brought a lot from home just for today's video. I even grabbed the variety pack so I could have more of these like different flavors. I really like this chocolate peanut butter one. So you're literally looking at my rotation. I got the HUEL ready to drink. I got the bottles that I bring here at the office ready to go. I got the black addition powder. I got like a wide variety of flavors, and these are my go-tos. And I am vegetarian and allergic to dairy, so I'm actually really happy that this is all plant-based, created by registered nutritionists, affordable per serving, and it removes decision fatigue when I'm on the go, in a rush, or when stress fatigue is really high. So if you're like me and you want something consistent without overthinking it, check out HUEL using the link and the QR code on screen. You can use my code REJECTS for 15% off orders over $50, new customers only, minimum spend required. And yes, this is an ad. However, this is something I have genuinely come back to. So thank you, HUEL, for sponsoring this video.
Left off.
Good shit. I'm enjoying the drama.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
There's a spinoff here called Bridgerton Fireplace. There's a spinoff here called Queen Charlotte, a Bridgerton story.
Yeah. And the Bridgerton fireplace, you're right. Yeah. We'll react to the whole fireplace next time.
Ladies and gentlemen, if this is your first time being with us, we are the normies.
Yes.
I'm excited to be here. And I want to thank Prepper for editing down the highlights. I advise that you keep all sexual content in here.
Yes.
It is exactly what YouTube loves to see on screen. Thirdly, but not secondly, I would say thank you to all who have joined the Patreon page. You help us overcome so many hurdles on the YouTube AdSense side. Thank you so much for coming in a clutch. And additionally, that's where you get the full reaction watch along, where you sync up with your own copy, and also get access to our shooting schedule, where you can ask us questions that we talk about in the review, shouting you out like we will do today. For I think just one question is here because we have not started uploading these yet, and normally we have to start uploading them in order.
Get a real big
to start getting more questions in here.
A couple though.
We got two. Woo! And buy a shirt, would you? There's a barcode here on screen. Would you boss fucking shit?
Just buy a shirt.
Buy a bloody shirt now, would you?
Wrap it around your peaches and pears. Yeah, stairs actually. Unfortunately, my bad.
Greg.
Greg.
All right, look, I'm gonna write down everything we have to like quickly touch on because we got to get you out of here. So,
you're good. You're good.
No,
we're on a good time.
I have to get out of here too.
All right, we both got to get out of here.
We both got to get out of here.
Get the hell out of here.
And that means we aim for shortness, and then we end up shooting longer
for an hour.
How we always do. Every time we're like, got to get out of here, and now we're talking way longer than we expected.
It's okay.
And that's like we're doing now. Just in the point of just getting out of here, we haven't even started to get in to get out yet.
Yeah.
All right.
You're talking, which is enabling you to make unenabling you to make bullet points.
Where's the bullet points? I remember anyone's name. Simon and Daphne.
Yeah, Simon and Daphne.
No, we'll put.
Oh no.
Simon, Daphne touching.
Prince Vigilante.
Russian, not Prussia.
Yeah.
A queen, I suspect. Dingleberry Bridgerton. I don't know, what's the brother's name? Colin.
Isn't it Anthony?
Anthony. I should know that. Anthony Bridgerton.
I do want to say this is that, like,
opera singer.
We will get there. This is definitely a Game of Thrones type of thing where there is a wide enough ensemble, and we watch a lot of stuff in between each episode. So, like, there is a part of me that does kind of need to sit down each time and go, okay, let's look over the cast list to make sure we have everybody.
Oh, I know her name, Marina.
Yes, Marina.
I remember Marina. I look not racist now.
Hey.
And let's see here. Oh, I can't remember her name. I love her every time I see her. Penelope Featherington. I don't know why I'm like specifically saying her. Not much really happened with her. The sister, is that her? Harriet? I mean, Harriet.
Wait, which sister? I mean, Eloise is the one who's the writer's sister.
Who's Harriet?
She's the another sister.
I
don't think she's been as prominent yet, because like Prudence, like the other sisters feel like they're around, but Penelope is the one you actually spend.
You're right.
Time
but there is a Colin Bridgerton.
There is a Colin Bridgerton. See, that's the thing.
I wasn't wrong about that.
No, and I do hope.
Who's Colin?
The other brother who can't draw, I think.
No, that's Benedict.
No, that's Benedict. Shit. Oh, God. He's another
I don't even recognize this
Bridgerton.
guy.
He's another Bridgerton. I do hope.
What's happening in this show?
I am very much enjoying this so far, and I do hope that people are willing to extend us some grace. Committing because we're not able to binge this the same way I think a lot of people are, where you get to just kind of sit and like immerse yourself in it, and that's kind of I'm sure other people hop around, but to the degree at which we hop around, it takes
oh my God
a little bit of time to commit everything.
Dude, Sabrina Bartlett, who plays opera singer.
Oh, I know her name. Oh, God. Oh, Sienna. Yeah.
Is born 1 year after us.
Cool.
But 9 days after me.
Cool.
She's a Virgo.
Cool.
So she'd be a pain in the ass to be with.
Cool.
To put us together in a room.
Cool.
Gosh.
Interview. Let's do a podcast.
Yeah.
With
why are we
Sienna.
overanalyzing each other? Now we're fighting. I hate you. We can never be friends. Anyway. It's about time we start talking about this show. Let's get into it.
What do you mean?
What's the first thing you want to talk about? How are you feeling? I mean, obviously Simon and Daphne will get back together. They have to, but I love the drama in between, because come on, like Simon is he's like your classic literature brooding character out of some type of romantic novel where you're like, I know you're pulling away and pushing, but dude, you're going to have to ask for her hand. Something's got to propel you, right? I don't know if it's going to be a final episode. I don't know if it's going to be a midpoint episode. I don't know what's going to happen. It could be something where they get married and shit goes haywire, but I'm enjoying their chemistry a lot. It feels incredibly natural to the point it's gotten to, and now she's touching herself. Your thoughts?
I touch myself. That was a fascinating thing to include. I do appreciate that. Like the thing about this show so far to me,
I forget their sexual stuff.
I do too sometimes, which is nice. I mean, like, a part of this journey into more romance-based material anyway has been fun for a lot of different reasons, but one of them is we started like heated rivalry kind of largely kicked off this journey, and that show has a very strong sexual element. And this show has its own sexual element that is not as like prominent, but is there. And you know, like I keep forgetting like today that like in the first episode, like we saw like a good amount of skin, like when Jonathan Bailey and Sienna, when Anthony and Sienna are together and stuff like that. And like, we've seen some pretty steamy stuff. But yeah, it doesn't seem like it is like beholden to doing that, and yeah, like this exists at a fun crossroads.
True,
because it's like right at the crossroads of pulp and class. Because, obviously, like, the setting necessitates a certain amount of lofty dialogue and beautiful production value, and you're in this luxurious world. But at the same time, it is, like, soapy, and it is about the gossip, and it is about the sordid affairs of people. And then it's also a little bit about how things were at the time and what that, means for people in different classes and different, roles in society. And so you have all those things together, and it's dense in a way, and it definitely like is a bit dizzying to behold sometimes, but it is like very fun and addictive. And it's one of those shows where even if I don't always feel like the smartest while I'm watching it, and even if I do feel like I need to pause sometimes and collect the board from a bird's eye view, I'm never like lost on the important stuff, or at least I don't feel like I am. And like it's really engaging, and it's really fun, and I'm tied up in the way you're supposed to be with the whole like, I know they're gonna get together, but like, oh god, she's with the prince and he seems okay, and I don't know, it's tension.
I mean, the whole thing's there's some central boiling points you could always bring yourself back to as like a North Star. It's
totally.
It's a political machinations of who you marry, who you hook up with, and like you have to be with someone of some type of royalty or importance, and you can't be with someone who's not that. And being pregnant, like there's the traditions, the pregnancies have to be after being wed, while men can still sleep around. While women cannot. Women must be pure, like the Virgin Mary.
Everyone has to appear pure, but women actually have to be pure.
Yeah. You have. I like it a lot. No, it's a really, really fun show. And I didn't write her name down, did I? The sister, Eloise?
Eloise is the writer's sister.
I don't even see her here. Oh, here she is.
Yes.
Claudia Jessie. Claudia Jessie. She's cool.
Is this another case where somebody took their middle name and made it last name?
She was born 1 year before us, John.
Everyone in high school, in
Everyone here on this show is around our age and phenomenally more successful.
Everyone.
That's the age we're at right now. When you watch television, you're like, oh, everyone I watch on TV is like my age but successful.
Everyone I am enjoying watching is now making me sad about my lack of
age
accomplishment.
or younger.
More
successful.
Oh no! Crossing
that's where we're
crossing
at
a
right
threshold. Mortality.
Well, yeah, her storyline. I still find her to be a really delightful presence. Not much really happens with her here. It seems like they're building up something nice.
I like her and Penelope a lot. Like you pointed out, like those two as like kind of fringe eyeline characters who exist like at the cusp of, but like just below the weight of all this responsibility. Like they have that to look forward to, and it seems like Penelope Eloise will certainly have like an adjustment to make.
There's something to interrupt before I forget my thoughts, as I keep forgetting my thoughts. I'm sorry, John. I'm really forgetful right now.
Remember,
there's something about who plays Penelope Featherington?
Oh, Nicholas Holt. Nicola Coughlin, I think her name is.
You see her here? I don't see her here.
There you go.
Nicola Coughlin. Okay, yeah. There's something about when I see her and when I see Joe Locke on Heartstopper where my heart is just wanting to cry. I don't even know.
They're just so dear. They're just so dear and sweet. They're so good-natured and
oh my God. It's
pure.
just like, there's something about watching you guys. It's just like, it tugs at my heart. Like the second you pop up on screen, I don't know what it is about. It's like when we saw, it's a weird comparison, but when we watched Witcher the first time, before super hot Yennefer was not hot Yennefer.
Oh yeah.
And we had no idea she'd be hot Yennefer.
Yes.
Where they made her whole character, you're hot. Do you remember that first time?
I very vividly remember her.
No, you're wrong. I feel like who plays her again? I actually think she's a really, really pretty woman, Nicola Coughlin.
Yeah.
And Joe Locke, very pretty man too. But there's something about when they pop up on screen where like they have my heart, and I do like the chemistry between them because Eloise seems very much like out of a different time. Like she's very modern.
Yeah.
Where Penelope actually feels at this time period, but she's a character there who reeks of acceptance and empathy and not judgment. So that sweetness really carries over, and of course is the reason why she, I think, can bond with Eloise seamlessly.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, they're fun yin and yang in a way because Eloise is so opposed to so much of what the society is, whereas as Penelope just kind of has a wide-eyed. She's sort of taken it all in, and she's sort of involved with everything, and she doesn't seem to, she has, there are struggles in there, and certainly like her trying to support Marina is like, a pretty heartbreaking moment, but, she brings, whereas like an Eloise character is more jaded, Penelope has that like wide-eyed earnestness, and they make a fun pairing and also a good contrast to each other. And I mean, there's so much of that throughout this, like, and there are fun flavors to getting, especially like, the whole element of friendship I really liked having as a theme here, and this idea of like, who you marry should be, your best friend or something like that. And there's a lot to be said for that idea in general, and like getting to watch in this episode as Daphne and Simon become actually just kind of naturally like friends, like buds, like two people sort of pitted, it's us against everybody else kind of situation is like really endearing. And I like how natural that has felt in development.
I'm glad that we got to check back in with Sienna.
Yeah.
That was
sad.
When she looked at that door frame, she's like really putting herself out there and to get that level of rejection. Oh, that sucks.
Big sad.
I know what that's like.
Big sad.
Like when that stripper at the strip club didn't call me back.
Yeah.
Ooh, I really thought she would.
You waited there.
$2,000 I gave her that night. Had to go to 4 ATMs.
And I just sat there looking this way for hours.
Hours to that door frame.
My neck hurt so bad.
Eating my Jack in the Box.
That's right.
It's 4 in the morning. Where is she?
Crying into my...
She said if I, left my number.
She said she'd be here.
Yeah, I don't get it, man.
They
wouldn't just say that.
It's false advertising.
Yeah, that was a good day. And
I like getting some empathy on her. And, that bit where she's doing the song and everyone's taking notice, it was really touching.
Yeah, well, it's telling because in the earlier scene, she was talking with Simon about, he's like, what do you actually think about it? She's pretty much saying, sometimes I just kind of think about what the words are or think about lunch. But there she was actually like feeling the words. You see the impact that it has to the residents. So it was a cool way of saying that she's channeling her pain right now versus whatever she was being dismissive about in conversation.
Doing the job of performing.
Yeah, it was good stuff. I still think the Queen's the
Lady Whistledown.
Yep.
All right.
I'm not letting that go. Come on.
I mean, she's perfectly poised to be.
It just seems likely.
It just seems like, and I mean, and too with these people, like the Queen, the more we see, she's out here. She's like hanging out with people.
Yeah.
She's not with everybody on the social ladder, but people towards the top. She's hanging out. So,
I can't wait for Marina to get her comeuppance.
Oh yeah,
they are so mean to her in this show.
To start dishing out some of that medicine.
It is like the real abusive version of a Cinderella. It's like the messed up Cinderella version, man.
Yeah,
'cause that's already a messed up story. Now they're doing like the more harsh version of that.
Yeah, it's like she's already in such a hard position, and then
beating down her soul.
Yeah, and it's one of those. It's weird because it is one of those things. I think there are a lot of ways you could have played that storyline because, like, in ways you see what they're trying to do. You're like, given how all this works, you get why they would take the position of we're protecting you by hiding these letters and forging one saying all the worst things that we told you this guy would say. Like, it's weird. Like, you could have played that slightly differently, and I think for the fun of the show it makes sense to go with this sort of soft flashback, like, oh, here's what really happened. It's a little mustache twirly, and there's even the way they play the acting in that scene is very much like, no, we're doing the right thing, aren't we? Like, it doesn't seem as like earnest concern so much as they're like, this is messed up, but you gotta survive and we're doing our part. So
I get what you mean.
Yeah, like you get them, but they position that in a pretty villainous way so that like the nuance you don't have to think too heavily about because it is messed up what they're doing at the end of the day regardless.
No, they are poised. The Featherington family is outside of Penelope, they are poised as like the villains.
They're
awful. You got the bitchy sisters.
Yeah.
You got the cruel, controlling mom. You got the husband who's clearly not interested in his family, or at least his wife anymore.
Yeah.
It seems like there's this case where there's underlying suffrage happening here, and that's why there's a desperation of these times coming out of them.
And I like the contrast between Lady Featherington and Lady Bridgerton.
Yeah.
Because
Lady Bridgerton's awesome.
Yeah, she's great. And they both have like that like clearly they understand the system very well and are able to move through it in a conscientious way, but one takes a way better, more holistic human approach to that.
1,000,000,000,000%. Hey, John, I think we got questions. Let's go. Go, John, take it away.
Patricia Carrillo, thank you for chiming in. 3 episodes into the world now. Any element that perhaps surprised you because you weren't expecting it or expecting to enjoy it?
I've never watched any of the high society period piece British shit ever, never seen like Pride and Prejudice or anything really in that regard that I can think of. And I've only caught like glimpses on TV or something growing up or someone background. It never quite pulled me in. And I've never taken the time to like sit down and watch. And so Bridgerton was constantly a show that I intentionally kept at a distance just because it seemed like the exact thing, like Downtown Abbey. I've never seen like a moment of
Downtown Abbey.
I've just maybe seen like a trailer that played as like an AMC commercial before the actual trailers played. Like something like that is the only thing I've seen of it. So honestly, this is going to sound like the most baseline answer ever. Is the thing I'm surprised by is how easy it is to watch the show and how easily enjoyable it is. I could see why it is a phenomenon of a series because it does have like I imagine like fucking Downtown Abbey must have some type of effect too of like machinations in this high society royalty of a period piece. Is it a period piece? think it's a period piece.
Yeah, I'm pretty
I've
sure.
never seen it.
It might be a little further up in time, but I couldn't say. It's definitely, like upper crust people, class foibles, hanging out in a big house.
Well, I just
or in a big abbey.
The idea of this plot of gossip and what these guys consider to be the most high stakes situation of their lives and how soap opera it is.
Yeah,
I'm surprised by how pulled in I am when watching it. So that's probably the number one thing is I'm just surprised by what the show is and how much I'm enjoying what the pitch of the show is.
Sure, yeah. Oh goodness. I mean, yeah, there are lots of surprises. I guess I'm it's fun to come in and behold what the actual mix of tones is like, because I'd had ideas for all I knew is this was steamy and British.
Steamy.
Yeah,
I actually don't know that word with this show.
Yeah, which maybe is not quite the right word, or maybe we just haven't gotten there yet.
When they said to touch myself, I was like, oh, this is that kind of show?
Well, I was going to say, that was a surprising moment, and I feel like that drew attention to something that, like, appropriately for the time and place that this is set, would be a thing that maybe you get to that age, especially as a young woman, and you actually don't know, and certainly no one's probably around trying to tell you.
Yeah.
So that
I
was
thought when I went number 2 and wiped, that's what it was for me.
That's right.
Growing up.
Feels so
I
good
was like,
to go number 2. My stomach doesn't hurt anymore. Like having a direct conversation about what's a YouTuber self-love. Autoerotic whatnot was like very striking.
Self-pleasure.
And one of those things that, like, in a romance is largely about relationships sparking off and interpersonal stuff, but to enlighten this character with something that is like super personal and that, is entwined with this whole ritual and, with the warnings that Marina's given is like, oh, once men discover, the spoils of intimacy, like this. So, like, there's so much that's like unspokenly to do with and governed by, physical intimacy. So for him to present her with this gift of, like, it's not everything, but it's a way you can kind of take further control of your own situation and know yourself a little closer. This is like a thing I wasn't expecting, especially in this time and place.
Yeah.
It's like, because of what we know about the outer presentation of society, you wouldn't expect anybody to acknowledge it. So it's cool. They did.
Dude, John, I feel you on every word you just said.
Yes.
Anna Corinne.
Take it away.
Hi, Greg.
Hi, Greg.
And only Greg. So happy you're giving my bridge a chance. Hope y'all are enjoying it. So, we see Anthony and Daphne. They're struggling at the stove to heat milk for themselves. Yes, I know what it is like to struggle to heat a stove. I have to wake up my wife often, be like, I can't figure this out, baby. I need to do my Pop-Tarts. She's like, use the toaster. And I'm like, no, I want to do it on the stove.
I want a pan-seared Pop-Tart.
Put it on the boiler.
I just want to, I don't even need anything. I just want to put it on the grate. Let that thing catch fire.
I like it to melt on the stove and then clean it up later. All the rejects lived in 1813 on the Bridgerton world. Who do you think would know how to light a stove and who would definitely struggle or even be a danger? Oh, this is easy. Okay. Who would know how to light a stove? We would all call John. Even if he'd be the tech guy.
I could probably figure it out.
To light a stove.
I could probably figure it out. I would need to know. Yeah, I would need to go back and look at the stove that they were dealing with. But
I think Tara would figure out how to light a stove for sure. A struggle, I would say Coy. I say danger to themselves, Coy and Roxy. I'd say Aaron and Andrew would be a struggle. Michael would know how to light a
Michael
stove.
Tesla would be fine, yeah.
And I would put myself in the struggle camp. Yeah, I would be in the struggle, and then I would get mad at Aaron and Andrew and graduate to light, and then I'd judge them for still being in struggle camp.
Yeah, that's a good way to put that.
That's the way I live my life.
Yeah, I think that's
I level up and don't help people come up with me. Is what I do.
I'm going to root for, let's say, I'm going to say you got this. I'm pretty confident I can figure out the stove. I think Aaron and Andrew would blow something up. Tara, I think, is a wild card. I think Tara has like a good chance of figuring it out and would be gung-ho about doing it. Something might catch fire in the process, but I think she would get there.
Oh, Tara's really good at figuring stuff out.
And then
she's like build stuff and everything. Like, I used to hire her for that before she was like full time. I used to hire her to just like build this for me, clean this up.
All right, Tara's number one.
Quick
Then I'd take it back.
And she's quick too.
Tara's number one.
Tara would easily do it. Yeah.
Real quick, last thing I'll say is one thing that did strike me to the previous question. When I didn't know that this show would have like the casting that it does, and that's pretty cool because like. It's not always like throwing it in your face, but from my vague knowledge of like British history, the just mixture of cultures in society might not actually look like this, and it's like cool that it exists in this show in a way that's not like super patting itself on the back or making it distracting or anything like that. So
True.
It's just a neat element, and it seems like they just cast a bunch of people who are really good performers. So.
Well, I'm glad you got to get that out of your system, John. Guys, if you had to light a stove today, who do you think?
Who would you call?
Who would you call? Because I need a number. Comment in the comment boxes below the number. We will make sure it's not marked as spam. Thank you guys so much for joining us on this journey. This is a fun show. Really, really enjoying it. We've been really lucky with the shows we've been covering lately, honestly. So we'll see you guys soon. Bye, John. Bye, peeps.
Bye, Greg. Bye,
everyone.
everyone.